Hi, everybody. Today I'm going to be going over the top 5 homeopathic remedies to always have on hand. Medical disclaimer, nothing in this video is meant to be taken as medical advice. I'm merely sharing homeopathic tradition. For any serious concerns, do not hesitate to reach out to a doctor or go to the emergency room. This is not intended to replace qualified medical attention. That said, the first top remedy above all others to really always have on hand is definitely, without a doubt, Arnica. Arnica is used in homeopathic tradition just as the first line to be thought of for any type of injury, any sort of a trauma to the body, any sort of bump, any sort of a bruise. It can act remarkably quickly at just helping you to heal, like even if it was from some sort of like a dental procedure or even postpartum. Arnica just really just stimulates the body just to really start healing from any type of an injury. It's usually suggested as 3 pellets of 30C at the onset of the injury, and if it helps, repeating it just if for when the benefit starts to wear off. Can also consider, if you find that it's wearing off kind of quickly, 200C potency. All right, and then number 2, I would have to say Apis. Apis is used in homeopathic tradition as the first line for any types of stings, insect bites, or any just allergic reactions that result in sudden redness, sudden swellings, or hives that may appear. So even, if you're allergic to dogs and the hair makes you suddenly break out in a rash, then this would be a really good one to think of. Whereas if you have, like chronic issues with eczema, this might not really be the best choice, as Apis is for something that suddenly appears. This would usually be suggested as 3 pellets of 30C at the onset of the reaction. And if it helps, repeating if or when the benefit wears off, and again, can also consider 200C if the benefit's just not really lasting too long. And also clarify if you find that you take it and it's not helping. In that instance, I would usually suggest maybe trying one more time before then. It would just mean that you need a better indicated remedy. Aconite. Aconite is used in homeopathic tradition as the first line for any sudden kind of an upset that involves a lot of fear or a lot of trauma or even the proverbial like panic attack. Let's say that you were to get in a car accident or you have some sort of a close call and you just really feel a lot of great fear and upset and panic, or if you actually even have a panic attack with very kind of like labored breathing and your heart is racing, just that really big sense of panic and fear, then aconite then is in homeopathic view what would be considered. This is usually suggested again as 3 pellets of 30C at the onset of upset, and if it helps, repeating it if for when the benefit wears off, and might also want to consider 200C as well. Belladonna. Belladonna is used in homeopathic tradition as the first line for any illness that results in a very high fever, or even for some type of an infection that has a lot of redness and heat at the site of it. So even if you have some sort of a splinter or a bug bite that just results in just a lot of heat, a lot of swelling, even like an ingrown toenail, something like that, or, an actual fever, this is a really good one to be thought of. And granted, for fevers, there's other ones as well. But this is really good, though, just for any kind of a sudden high fever. And also aconite could also be considered for that, too. This would be that suggested as 3 pellets of 30C at the onset of sickness. And if it helps, repeating if or when the benefit again wears off, and can also consider 200. Arsenicum album. Ars alp is used in homeopathic tradition as the first line for any sudden illness that results in diarrhea or symptoms of food poisoning. So let's say that you eat something bad and you find at night that you are highly regretting it as you have diarrhea, maybe even vomiting, kind of cramps, and especially if there's some sort of a burning quality or even anxiety, or especially, kind of like the witching hour for Arsenicum album is after midnight. Especially if it's those kinds of time slots, then Arsenicum album is really good to be thought of. And again, it's usually suggested as 3 pellets of 30C at the onset of illness, and if it helps, repeating if or when the benefit wears off, and can also consider 200C. Want to learn more? Come check out the Homeo Mother community. It is a private forum to ask questions and engage with others. You can learn homeopathy confidently to apply at home. You'll get to understand the remedies for different acute and chronic ailments. We have weekly live Q&As, monthly training videos going into different topics in much more depth. 20% off of all consults and a whole lot more. You can learn and join from the link in the caption or at thehomeomother.com.